and welcome to the Jamaica Funk Show. I'm Katie, and this is my co host, Johanna Bright,
Hello, people.
and Christos Telsidis,
Yes, as always. How are you, my friends?
and our guest host, Miss Carla L Hawkins, or Carla Laveau Hawkins.
Hello, everyone.
Sorry about that, Carla. So, tonight, we're going to talk about carpenter people. We got some poetry from Joe.
Yep.
We're going to talk about left-handed people. We're going to also talk about a thing called Yanni eggs, which is something rather new, but it's been around for 7,000 years. And we're going to talk just a little bit about Carla Laveau's newest book, Mama Never Told Me.
You want to keep calling her Carla Laveau. Her name's Hawkins. Her name's
Well,
Carla
yeah,
Hawkins.
Carla Laveau Hawkins.
But
Yeah.
her Carla Hawkins.
Well,
you Carla Hawkins.
well, actually, Carla Laveau Hawkins has been Carla Laveau for many years, and she's an actress.
Yes.
That's her acting
That's my
name.
acting, yeah.
So, but her new name is Carla Laveau Hawkins.
Yeah, on the book is Carla Hawkins.
Okay.
It is. Yes,
Okay.
it is.
Okay. So tonight we're going to talk about a thing called Yanni eggs.
Are we going to do that first?
Yeah, let's do the Yanni eggs
Lord.
first.
Christoph, hold yourself now. It's
Yeah.
going to be all right.
How do you spell it, first of all?
It's YONI. Okay?
Not to be confused with the conductor, Yanni.
Right.
Does this come?
Not
Where
the
do they
fine
get them?
Yanni.
From
No,
the deepest
honey,
part
no.
of the ocean?
Is it what?
These eggs,
These
they
eggs?
come from the deepest part of the ocean.
No.
Where do they come from?
He
They
didn't
are
do his
crystals.
homework.
They're made of crystals. You can buy these eggs from certain places on the website. And if you've never heard of them, Google Yanni eggs. They come in dark green jade, which they say is the most powerful and most beneficial. There is light green jade. They have rose quartz, nephite jade, obsidian, lapis lazuli, amethyst, clear quartz, and red gold stone.
I just want to go back. Lapis is one, and lazuli is another.
No, lapis lazuli is the same mineral. My father brought them back to me from Israel, so I know they're the same.
It's lapis lazuli.
So hold
Yeah,
on. Are
it's
these
lapis
all
lazuli.
different? Did they do different things each one? Or
That's a
are these
question.
just color you choose, or they give you options? Which one is better, type of thing?
Can I just read that part? Because I know this. The first part is the answer to what he's saying.
Go for it.
I felt like an 8-year-old when I did that. Okay, so Yanni eggs are egg-shaped crystals used for wound wellness. Are specifically Yanni eggs and specifically jade eggs has been used for sexual and spiritual fortification for over 7,000 years. In the ancient traditions, this powerful practice was used for enhancing sexual and spiritual rejuvenation. Placing the egg in the vaginal canal causes the stone to reset on the pelvic floor muscles. The added weight tones the vagina. And then there's a list of things along with.
And who kept
Yeah,
the
health
record
benefits.
7,000 years ago?
Apparently somebody did because they have
7,000
information on
years
it.
ago?
And also, now the way you get the egg out of you, there is an unwaxed string on the large end of the egg, and it sits outside of the vagina. So you pull it out like you would a tampon.
Okay.
Oh my God.
So it might be a little unusual for some women who don't use tampons. The feeling will be completely foreign to what you normally would have. And now it also stated in that the egg is not recommended for use during pregnancy or period cycles. However, over time, the egg will soothe cramps and lighten cycles.
And some of the health benefits and some of the benefits of using Yanni eggs. Oh, by the way, when you buy them, they come with an instruction. So they're for vaginal strength, tightness, and technique, becoming more orgasmic, enhancing vaginal elasticity, secreting more hormones, nutrients to the vagina, enhancing sexual desire.
I got. Can you stop for 1 second?
I knew he would.
Here is another thing that women don't need men anymore.
Well, that's okay.
True.
That's
yes,
okay.
it is. Come on,
That's
this egg
okay.
does anything.
Why do you feel
It's
threatened
the
by a
medical
Yanni
thing.
egg?
It's the medical thing.
You,
Look how
are
many
you
things
feeling
it does
threatened? Are you
that
feeling
man doesn't
threatened?
even do.
I just want to know if you're feeling threatened because it's a Yanni egg.
But look how many things it does. Men don't do that.
Well, men need to
That
work
is
on
so
this. No,
unfortunate.
no. He needs to work on that. Continue with the list.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna make me drink tonight,
He said
baby.
the men don't do that.
And that is your problem. Go for it, girl.
It amplifies body consciousness, increases vaginal sensitivity, preventing vaginal illness. It enhances vaginal lubrication, and most women have dry vaginas, or at least there are a lot of women when they're having sex with a man who don't know how to get them all revved up and wet.
In the beginning, not
Huh?
during.
No, let me rephrase that. Let me rephrase that.
Uh-huh.
It's not men. It's some of the things that you say. Men not. It's not they're capable of not doing, but I guess they don't have the. I don't know what the stone has, the crystal.
Well, see, let me finish off the list, because I know
Oh
you
my
have words
God.
for him, crazy.
But I love
Enhance-
it. I love
wait a
this
minute,
conversation
Oh,
today.
look, goodness gracious. Let me get through this list because I know KT got some words for you. Elevating sexual energy throughout the chakras. And she's going to elaborate
That's what
on
you
that
need,
because I don't
man.
really know anything about chakras. Bridging yawning and mind consciousness, releasing stored trauma, enhancing fertility, birthing practice, soothing and regulating menstruation, and receiving the healing energy each crystal. So go ahead, KT. Pick something to enlighten us on. I would
So,
like for you to start on the chakras, but I know we could start from there.
well, the chakras, like this um, particular egg, works within the second chakra, which is I think it's the emotional, the one that deals with the emotions. It governs your sexuality. And so it helps to balance that chakra.
Okay.
Okay. Also, as I was saying before, it enhances vaginal lubrication. A lot of women, before having sex, need to have foreplay in order for them to become lubricated. So when the man is entering in her, she's not roughed up by his penis because everything is dry,
No,
dry
that's what
friction.
rape does. Rape does that. When a woman is raped, she's not prepared for that, and that's what causes all that scar tissue and everything. So basically, and I think everybody should know that. You know, if you're going to have sex with somebody, know that you're about to enter someone who wants to be open to you. You just don't jump in there and ride the horse and get off.
But
You
a lot of
just
men
don't
do
it.
that because they don't know any better.
Right. And then also I want to make a mention that women who are going through menopause also, deal with discomfort of dryness. And so yeah, I think that is a really cool key point to put on. Menopause is not mentioned very often because people just don't talk about it openly. Other women in our private sectors with our friends, we do have that conversation. But vaginal dryness can be very hard on a woman. Very hard.
Well, also soothing and regulated the menstruation. Now, women who have endometriosis, it's really great for helping to heal that type of diseasement of the female body. So that's one of the things it aids in, and also women who have really bad cramps.
And I think women who have cramps in general, cause our daughters, they don't know how to deal with that when they become a woman for the first time.
Can I direct something?
Sure.
Okay.
Or
I,
misdirect.
I think we should keep. I think we should keep notes. Joe, keep some notes, and the notes should be from all these things that the stone does. How many things men do can do what uh, the man cannot do what the stone does.
Wait a minute. Why I gotta keep the notes?
So we can have another show. So we can enlightening
Makes you
lightning
think
men.
I want to talk about what men don't do. Y'all know what y'all don't do. Otherwise, you wouldn't bring it up.
That's why you should.
Actually, he should keep a record and,
Yeah, you
and
man.
say all those things that the stone can do, a man can do better.
Yeah.
Or maybe they can't.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
what
not
I'm saying.
keeping
They
notes.
can't. That's what I said.
I don't
This
need
is
to keep notes, Christoph. I already have a little mental list of the things that do and don't happen.
no, you
And not only that, but we're the ones with the vagina. So we got some key insights to what men do and don't do.
So that's where the stone comes in. Whatever your man
No,
doesn't
that
do.
is not where
No,
the
that's what a
stone
dildo
comes.
does.
No, that's
Oh,
what
Okay.
the stone
that's a
will
whole
do. Let's have another show about that.
No.
So, Also,
Okay, yeah, you're
it
right,
helps
though.
preventing vaginal illness. So a lot of women get like yeast infections.
UTIs, you name it, yeah.
It
There's
helps.
always dripping and
What's
spotting
UTI?
going on our entire life. So,
Those are
Urinary tract
just easements of the vaginal.
well, women
You wouldn't know. You don't
women
have
are
a
prone to
vagina.
have urinary tract infections, especially when we're younger, because our urethra is smaller than a man's. And so that's why there's always has to be a lot of cleaning, lots of cleaning. And that's why pads are so popular, especially even if you're not on your cycle. Some women wear a pad just so that they can get that fluid off of them so that it doesn't back up in them. Women work, we run around, so all that sweat comes out of us, and it often causes a lot of vaginal illnesses.
Absolutely. It says it enhances sexual desire. It makes a woman more orgasmic. And that's really good for a man because that means you don't have to work as hard.
You know what?
I want to hear some live testimonies on how.
This is not good.
do that,
I think
though,
what we
truly.
should do is we should have demonstration and have it in a live show.
No,
And people can see.
it's porn, dude.
No, it's not porn. Some people can do it in a normal way.
You said have a live show
So
of what the
what
egg
eggs
can
they
do.
do.
That's porn. That means she gonna get on live somewhere, spread her legs open for everybody to see her vagina, and stick an egg up in it. Technically, that's porn.
No, that's not
I
porn.
will be missing that show. I will
You're
not be
talking
here
about
for that program.
you're talking about the fixes sicknesses and
No.
lubrications. It's perfect for to show
No,
women how it
will
does.
Go
What
under
it does.
the category of pornography.
Well, what I want to know is what woman you going to get to do the demonstration.
Right.
I don't
There
know.
you
You
are.
find the woman.
There you are.
Huh?
Huh?
Well, you find the woman. You're the expert.
Okay.
I'm the expert.
Meaning you find a guest to do it.
Oh no, sweetie pie. This is your suggestion. You handle it. You're good at that. You know I don't take suggestions from you like that.
Okay. So
Okay, so but anyways, we're going to move on. And we're gonna give y'all a little bit of music.
what music? People want to hear us more.
Okay, guys, so we're back. So we're still talking about Yanni eggs. But you know what? We're going to jump off of that right quick and get on to Carla Hawkins. So, Carla, tell us about your book.
Well, the name of my book is Mama Never Told Me Things Mama Should Have Told Me But Never Did. And it's a self reflection, talks about my life, and I go into very personal information for healing of other women, and not just women, for healing for everyone. Because a man can learn and glean a lot from my story, especially dealing with a woman who has been abused, a woman who has been abandoned, any kind of issues that people have. It doesn't just relate to women because men have also been abandoned,
And
abused.
abused, yes.
Yes.
And then not only that, but it helps a woman to realize that she's been molested because a man can't do anything to help you if he don't realize that there's a problem in existence. Yeah, yeah. So tell us a little bit about what happened.
Um, so in writing my story, I actually found myself in relationships that weren't edifying me. And as I started looking at what was the common denominator in all these relationships and what did I have that I could do to change that, I had to look at myself. So it's being vulnerable, learning how to be vulnerable, looking at yourself, looking at the relationship, and how those relationships are reflecting onto you. And as a life coach, I take people through those journeys. And the best way to take you through a journey is to be transparent about your own journey.
Absolutely. So this is a book about how you didn't know your father, your maternal father.
My maternal father. I didn't know my maternal father. He left when I was a very young child and walked out and never was heard from again. However, he did live in the same state as I, not even miles away from me, but there was never any more contact with him. And I did grow up with a father that I called father and that I cherished, only to find out later in life that that same person that I loved and cherished and who raised me also molested me.
Wow. Guys, listen, I'm going to tell you, this book is explosive. It is a great read for young ladies who, or and grown women who have been molested as a kid and as an adult by some family member, friend of the family, or even someone out in the street.
I think it's a book that should be read by women because abuse happens in different stages of our life, um, physically, mentally, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually.
Yes, yes. And I also think, as Carla said earlier, it should be read by men as well because they, let's not turn a blind eye to men have also been, um, you know, have also been raped, you know.
Mhm. Mhm.
So,
There's a lot of that. Probably, women we do get raped, and a lot of it is kept secret for many years for the majority of the women who has happened to. It's a taboo conversation as they grow up because there's a lot of shame involved in it. And for young boys, it steals their manhood. I mean, if I just put it in the layman's terms, it steals their manhood.
I think everybody should read the book.
Yeah.
yeah, I remember Oprah did a show of men who had been molested by other men to either a family friend or a school teacher, coach, or something, people like that. And it was really, really disheartening. Same with a woman because we women we're a little bit more open once we find out something like this has happened to us. We're a little bit more open with it. But men have a tendency to still keep it quiet unless they're prompted by somebody that they really feel comfortable with.
I think that that's a Hollywood version of what you just said. It's a Hollywood version, but I think it affects male and female the same way. The psychological trauma of something like that happened to you at a young age, especially, the mind automatically kicks in to protect the body by just saying, you know what, that didn't happen, and it's literally not. It's just submerged. You don't even know that you've hidden it away from yourself, and it takes an experience like yours, Carla, that's something that you would find normal in a relationship with a married woman and man, and it brought back something that was like keeping you from moving forward and being the person that you are today.
It's like a
Yeah.
shock factor that it, it's a mechanism that you don't even realize, because that's one of the things that people have asked me. Well, why didn't you deal with it before? What happened? Why didn't you ever talk about it? And it's our bodies are conditioned to self survival mode, and I know that that's how I reacted. It just blank. It was just a
It
blank.
didn't happen.
It didn't happen. It didn't. It couldn't happen. And then you have that shock that happens, and you're like, why am I feeling this? What's going on?
And for you, it was something that happened to you between your stepfather and you, and that same thing was happening to you between your husband and you,
Right.
and that's what brought it on.
That's
that
what
right?
brought it on. My husband, wanted oral sex, and he grabbed my head, and it was the way in which he caressed. And you would think it would be a caress, but for me, it was like being choked
Forced.
and suffocated,
Mm-hmm.
and I had this whole meltdown, and it wasn't what he did; it was the result of what had happened prior to him that I couldn't even.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wouldn't have even known if I hadn't.
And the thing is, it didn't have to happen a lot of times. One time could cause it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the Jamaica Funk Show. You can find us at jamaicafunkshow.com. You can find us on Facebook at Jamaica Funk Show with KT. Also, you can find us on Twitter, KT /Jamaica Funk Show, Instagram on KT underscore Jamaica Funk. And you can always find us right here on www.spreaker.com or use your Spreaker app on your mobile device. Guys, Joe, you got some poetry for us?
A little bit, yeah. It's called Depression.
Uh-huh.
Where I put it? Oh, I got it. It's called Depression from Joe's Poetry, excerpts from my resume. This one comes from the Journals with Joe Black. Depression. Feeling overwhelmed today. Feels like the weight of the world is on my shoulders. Feels like I just want something absolutely wonderful to happen to me. Feels like I'm just asking too much. Feels like sometimes I feel like crying a lot, screaming a lot, throwing a lot of things, drinking a lot, talking a lot, snorting a lot of something up my nose, spreading a lot of hate, wringing my hands a lot, hating myself a lot, hiding a lot, hoping a lot, wanting it all to end a lot. So I'm depressed. What else is new? I mean, I want it so badly to be so much more than what I am. And it feels like just when I think I'm on the right track, I fall off. So this is what right feels like. And it doesn't feel like what I thought it would feel like. It's boring, actually. No bells, no whistles, no parades, no accolades, no phone calls or guest appearance dates. Just right. It feels like empowerment, strength, determination. Feels like the will to soldier on, stand, run, scream, cry, throw things in righteous indignation. Hopeful. Feels like every day having to find the strength to get up and face the day. Question my motives behind everything.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah.
And Christos, You gonna talk about the carpenter people?
Yes. Uh, there was two brothers, and they had inherited a farm from their father, and they built house one next to the other. And after they got married, things start falling away apart. They were going on each other's house. They eat together. They did a lot of things to spread the two brothers' families. So things start going southward for them or north, whatever it is you want to call it. And one brother, the younger brother, decided to, because they had a lot of water, they put a big ditch with a lot of water between the two houses. You couldn't go across anymore. So and that continues for about 5, 10 years. Two families were completely separated. So one Wednesday morning, this carpenter comes to the older brother's house. He says, "I'm a carpenter in the area and I'm looking for work." So he said, "Okay, I'm going to the town tonight." He says, "But today, this morning," he says, "I don't have anything. But now that you think about it," he says, "I have some wood in the back. Why don't you build? You see that house over there?" He says, "Why don't you build a big wall so we don't see that house?" He said, "Okay." So and he leaves, goes to the town. He comes back at night. He looks around. He don't see any wall, but he see a bridge. So the carpenter built a bridge instead of a wall. So people, with your family, your friends, don't build a wall. Build a bridge so you can cross and be friends each other for forever.
Well, all right.
Excellent.
Right.
Excellent.
So
Yeah.
be a carpenter, build bridges.
All right.
That one, I got that.
Guys, we're going to come back, but we're going to leave you with some great reggae music. Well, I remind.
Would you come on and groove me, baby? How bad? Would you come on and move me, baby? Oh, rain and sugar dumpling. You let me tell you something, girl. I've been dying to say it. Oh, you look so sweet and just so doggone fine.
a great show. Carla, can you tell people where they can get a hold of your book?
I have a website. It's called Women of Faith Stand United Ministries is my organization, and it's at WFSU Ministries at gmail.com. The book is only $14.99.
One more time.
WFSU Ministries at gmail.com. Book is only $14.99.
All right. Christos and Joe, well, we'll be back next week, same time, same place. Until then, well, Iron Man.
What happened to Christmas shrimp?